It's amazing to think that this series starring gaming's greatest underdog started out life as a tech demo. Yet, Canadian developer Next Level Games has now brought Luigi into the AAA spotlight. Name's Dave with MojoPlays, and this is my review of Luigi's Reckless Property Damage. Luigi's Mansion 3. Despite his younger brother being the star of the show, Luigi's Mansion 3 may have the best graphics compared to any other Mario game to date. Because the game is set in more confined rooms as opposed to, say, the vast open worlds of Super Mario Odyssey, the characters and environments are allowed a greater depth of visual fidelity, right down to the stitching in Luigi's clothing being visible in fine detail. It's not just extra polygons and high-resolution textures either. Constantly shifting lighting and visual effects like fog and reflections really add to the game's fantastic atmosphere, along with fully destructible environments. All of this at a full 1080p display while in dock mode, and I didn't notice any performance dips either. Seriously, this game is a technical marvel for the Switch. Next Level Games have been listening to the fans of the series, and it shows. Carrying over from Luigi's Mansion 1, the game is now kept in a singular location, this time a hotel instead of a mansion, while having every floor populated with unique ghosts who have distinct personalities. At the same time, the heavily detailed expressions in Luigi's animation that was on display in Dark Moon is once again on show here. Yet, Luigi's Mansion 3 does far more to stand out on its own. Whoa. The game starts off with Luigi, the Polterpup, Mario, Peach and 3 Toads arriving at the Last Resort Hotel for a vacation, only for everyone but Luigi and the pup to get captured by King Boo, as well as a new villain, Helen Gravely, the haunted hotel's owner. Luckily for Luigi, it turns out Professor Egad was also staying at the hotel, and he preps Luigi to go save his friends with an updated version of his Poltergust, and a Virtual Boy. No, really, a specially modified Virtual Boy known as the Virtual Boo is used as ways of communicating between Luigi and Egad in this game. It's awesome. I guess that old thing really is listening.
Wow. Hello.
As for the Polterpup, oh my god, I want one. I want one. He steals nearly every scene he's in thanks to his playful yet loyal and helpful antics. A big step up from his mischievous behavior in the last game. Just look at how he helps the player in the tutorial section. Ah, I'm melting. Hashtag Polterpup for Smash.
Happy. Polterpup.
The biggest game changer to Luigi's Mansion 3 is in the combat. Luigi now has the ability to slam ghosts into one another, and this is really satisfying to use. Not only because it never gets old seeing other ghosts get flattened like a pancake, but it also allows for better crowd control while facing a large number of ghosts. And it keeps the pacing of the combat going at an accelerated rate. Luigi also has a few new gadgets to utilize. For once, Luigi actually lives up to his plumbing title by using a plunger as a weapon, which he uses to grapple and smash objects. And the Poltergust vacuum now has a burst ability, which can be used to blow enemies away or make Luigi jump. Yet Luigi's most notable new gadget is Gooigi, a slimy doppelganger that can access areas Luigi cannot, or can be called upon for some extra firepower. The best feature about Gooigi is that a second player can jump in at any time and take control of him in co-op play, and it works really well, especially seeing as there are a few enemies where 2 players can team up to suck them down faster. The Last Resort Hotel feels like a character itself too. Every room in the hotel feels like it has its own unique story to tell, but this isn't your typical hotel either, as each floor has a distinct theme that sets it apart from the last. While things get off to a rather typical start, such as guest rooms and a gift shop floor, things start to go into bizarre territory when you come across the likes of a greenhouse and a movie studio. It's far from your typical hotel, but then again, how many haunted hotels have you been to? Your main mode of traversing the hotel is through the central elevator, though all the buttons on the control panel are missing. Thus, each floor technically acts as a new stage in the game, usually with the goal to find the next button for the elevator. While you're on each floor, you'll have to make full use of every tool in Luigi's arsenal to solve puzzles to progress. Not to mention a handful of very creative boss fights in the mix as well. While things start off pretty straightforward, the difficulty with the puzzle solving does ramp up pretty quickly. That's not a knock against the game, but it does require a bit of out-of-the-box thinking at times. That said, EGAD does offer the players tips if they're stuck on certain puzzles, but the frequency of where he delivers them is rather inconsistent. On a few occasions, he'll blurt out the solution almost immediately. Other times, he won't help Luigi until you've been running around aimlessly for a good while. You can turn off these tips in the option menu, and if you want the best experience out of the game, I would recommend you do so. Use a guide if you get stuck. Fortunately, the floors aren't just a one and done deal, oh no. While there will be instances in the campaign where you'll have to revisit floors, every single one of them is brimming with secrets to uncover. And uncovering a lot of these said secrets end up being some of the hardest puzzles in the game. It is possible to purchase tips through EGAD's shop, although they only reveal which room a gem is hidden in, not how to solve the puzzle. As for said shop, the only other features it offers is where the hidden boos are located, or golden dog bones. The bones act as Luigi's extra lives, essentially meaning that the shop really is only there to make things easier for the player. And there's plenty of cash lying around the hotel as well, so you'll never be strapped if you want to utilize its wares. That said, spending cash is a risky endeavor, as the game's ending also has a ranking system depending on the player's performance, further encouraging replayability. Combine all this with the vast amount of gems and boos hidden throughout the hotel, and a handful of in-game achievements to complete, and Luigi's Mansion 3 offers quite the hefty amount of post-game content to come back to after completing the highly satisfying 10 to 12 hour campaign. And that's just for the single player mode. Returning from Dark Moon is the online co-op Scarescraper mode, where up to 4 switches connect online to clear specific objectives in a series of randomly generated mansion floors. Technically, you can have up to 8 players in one game, as a second player can join in on one switch as Luigi. It's not an easy mode to clear though, as you will need to coordinate with your teams to win before the timer runs out. It's only worth checking out even if you're not a fan of online play. It may surprise you. As yet another added bonus, the game offers a set of local multiplayer games that allow up to 8 players on one console. For this one, I got the rest of the MojoPlays team together on the action, and here's what our consensus on those games were. So, what do you guys think of the games?
The raft one sucked.
Yeah,
it was
boo.
I liked the raft. The other two were really good though.
The other two are very, very
They're
good.
way better.
2 out of 3 is pretty good for game modes, you know?
Yeah.
And Jess said before that they didn't even have to include a multiplayer, so the fact that they did is pretty cool.
Nintendo's official website has also stated that paid DLC content is also on the way for the Scarescraper and Scream Park modes, so look out for that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow! Luigi's Mansion 3 is an amazing title. How amazing? Cue the fanfare. That's right, it's my personal game of the year now. Not only is the gameplay more engaging than ever, but the adorable charm of the characters, especially Luigi and the Polterpup, will keep you hooked on the campaign, the strong and rewarding amount of post-game content is well worth the extra stay, and the fun multiplayer modes are a perfect bonus on top of an already fantastic package. Make no mistake, Luigi's Mansion 3 deserves your attention. Be sure to check out this other recent clip from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.